before starting about the topic, the one question should arrive in our minds that why hydrogen, not any other element or other matter. So hydrogen is chemical element making up to 75% of the mass of entire universe, but is rarely in naturally free state. Rather, it is bonded to other elements. Hydrogen gas is colorless, odorless, and non-toxic, and hydrogen releases heat when it is burned. Hydrogen can be used as an energy vector, and to it basically convert chemical energy into electrical energy and helps in the storage of the high gravimetrically systems. So the next most important question should arrive is hydrogen safe to use, or is it impractical molecule? So I would like to mention that it is no more or less safe than petrol. It is a different. Compressed hydrogen tanks are safe and can store adequate fuel in acceptable volume. Hydrogen itself is no more dangerous than traditional fuels like natural gas, LPG, or petrol. So what issue arises in its storage is that it is the lightest of all the gases. So we are not able to store it efficiently or at room temperature or at lower temperature. It generally requires much higher temperature for its storage. So for hydrogen gas, we use fuel cells for its storage. So fuel cells combine hydrogen and oxygen to produce water, heat, and electricity. It produces electricity and heat by electrochemical reaction, which basically includes hydrogen, fuel, and oxygen. Unlike conventional engines, it does this without burning the fuel and can therefore be more efficient and cleaner. So a fuel cell, like unlikely like other combustion engines, does not need recharging and will continue to generate power so as long it is fed with hydrogen fuels. So why fuel cells? Why do we use fuel cells and not IC engines with hydrogen in it? This is because it is upgradation of the traditional available cells. They are generally more fuel efficient, operate with very little noise, and produce no harm emission at the point of use. They have no moving parts and thus easy to maintain. So if we look at the advantages of the fuel cell, the most important advantage is that they convert chemical potential energy directly into electrical energy, thus avoid the thermal bottleneck. This could also be referred from the second law of thermodynamics. It also produces no harmful greenhouse gases as the end products are only water and some heat. So it, as I earlier mentioned, there are no moving parts in it, and the most important is hydrogen can be produced in environmentally friendly manner, while oil extraction and refining is very damaging to the environment. So so the most important thing about the membranes that we use in the fuel cell is that they should be highly porous and highly efficient. So one among them is the magnesium hydride. So it has the high gravimetry capacity, high reversibility, high abundance, and the most important is it is economical to use. So if everything is satisfied from the magnesium hydride membranes, then why are we looking into the topics? Why are we exploring such wide systems? So the two main uh, two main drawbacks of the system are it is practically difficult to store hydrogen at lower temperature, and also MgH2 faces slow kinetics, and therefore a high wide research is needed to overcome that. So from graph, we can also see that high energy ball milling methods dominate the synthesis of various kinds of MgS2 composites. The first figure shows the hydrogen capacity of commercial MgS2 without ball milling at different temperatures, as I have mentioned here. The hydrogen adsorption kinetics as well as capacity increases as the temperature increases from 473 to 673 kelvins. And the second figure here represents hydrogen adsorption capacity for the ball milling of up to 10 hours. So they have generally make the material more porous, which enhances the hydrogen storage capacity. So the crystallite size decreases to the nanoscale, and the adsorption kinetics as well as the capacity of milled MgS2 enhances. But the main problem still arises is the operating temperature conditions are very high and not practically applicable on the fuel cells. So to enhance the working of MgS2, there are certain catalysts that we have used in the doping. The first one I would like to mention is titanium hydride catalyst. So in order to improve the sorption kinetics of Mg at room temperature, the nanocomposite was being prepared by plasma metal reaction, and hydrogen and dehydrogen was carried out at 673 Kelvin. The magnesium nanoparticle are hexagonal in shape with the size in the range of 50 to 190 nanometers. The spherical Ti hydrides nanoparticles of about 13 nanometers were uniformly dispersed over the surface of Mg nanoparticles. So the whole nanocomposite quickly absorb about 4.3 weight% of hydrogen in 10 minutes at room temperature. So this was one of the most basic development in the system, as the room temperature condition was achieved with the system, but still the problem arises with the kinetics and all. So the next system the researchers explored was a nickel boride system. So these were fabricated by chemical reduction method, and the effect of nickel boride nanoparticles on hydrogen desorption properties of MgS2 were investigated. The figure here displays the temperature, pressure, and desorption profile for dehydrogenation performance of milled MgS2 with 10 weight% of NiB composites. The dehydrogenation of milled magnesium hydride starts at about 180 degrees centigrade, which is much lower than the pristine MgS2, that is pure MgS2 that we have earlier discussed. So the onset temperature is about 300 degrees centigrade. This suggests that the desorption kinetics of MgS2 was further improved by addition of NiB nanoparticles. So next one is the nickel ferrite nanoparticles. So here there are different profiles of the samples at different temperatures and different doping of the catalyst. So from figure 1 we can observe that a nickel ferrite nanopowder can significantly enhance the desorption performance of magnesium hydrides, resulting from that onset dehydration temperature of doped sample reduces as compared with the pristine MgS2. For pristine sample, it commences to release hydrogen at 441 degrees centigrade, which is much higher, while the ball milled MgS2 starts to dissolve at 350 degrees centigrade, which is almost 91 degrees centigrade lower than the earlier system. From second system, the profile possesses a more excellent catalytic effect on boosting MgS2 and dehydrogenation kinetics of properties. Also talking about the rehydrogenation kinetics of this system, the the doped sample absorbed 2.06 weight% in 3 hours at room temperature, while the pristine sample absorbs 0.85 weight% in almost 3.5 hours at 100 degrees centigrade. So here we can notice the desorption conditions are improved, the time is improved, and the temperature conditions are also improved. The next system I would like to discuss is carbon nanotubes, as nanotubes are evergreen system and are developed on very large scale. So these show a remarkable improvement in hydrogen storage capacities. The first figure shows the storage capacity of milled MgS2 with 5 weight% of carbon nanotubes. So in the first profile, they have used 5 weight% of carbon nanopod, and upon addition of 5 weight% CNT, the hydrogen storage capacity increases at 673. This indicates that CNT may facilitate hydrogen diffusion in magnesium from magnesium hydrides. In particular, at 473 Kelvin, the hydrogen adsorption increases drastically compared to the milled magnesium hydride or the pristine magnesium hydride. This indicates that magnesium and carbon interaction could provide enough hydrogen dissociation and diffusion sites. So hydrogen diffusion becomes a predominant factor at lower temperature. Therefore, a carbon nanotubes play an important role as a tubular structure for easier hydrogen transportation inside the system. In addition, they also improve the high ball milling efficiency because it can assist high dispersion of magnesium. It will produce fine magnesium particles, thus improve the kinetics as well as hydrogen storage capacity. Further, minute metallical impurities in CNT can enhance kinetics and hydrogen adsorption capacity. The second figure is basically field emission scanning electron microscope images of milled MgS2 carbon nanotube with the average size of 160 nanometer. So one is the zoomed image in micrometer and one is in nanometer. The average CNT length and diameter in MgS to CNT compose is found to be 1 micrometer and 60 nanometer. So these were the highest used system in the experiments, as carbon nanotube is highly porous, and also the operating conditions, kinetic reversibility, the cyclic stability of the system was seen very good. So these are the few works cited in my presentation. So a famous person said a person starts dying when they stop dreaming. So just keep on dreaming about your success and never stop your work with any demotivation, and just keep trying hard. Thank you.
Very good. It is very nice. And, Rafiq,
Yes, sir.
it is good. The only point is that since you have written everything,